Hello, I'm back again after that short interlude. I hope you found me back here, and I'll just give people a few minutes to get here. There's something a little bit up with the chat today. I can't in the chat, at least it says top chat now. So I'm not sure if I'm going to see all your comments as you come on, because it's only got top chat. And as you know, you need the full chat. So apologise right from the word go. If you're in the chat, I can't see you. I can only delete you. So hopefully you found me. As I say, we'll give some time for people to come over. Don't know what's going on. I can't get my chat up. Hasn't even given me my bit down the bottom today. I've been on the computer just prior to this, so there shouldn't be any reason for it. If you're watching, can you just throw a comment up there to see if I can even see that? Because I'm not sure now I can even see anything that comes up because I haven't got the bar down the bottom. So we're going to persevere, because if it's some moles in there, then obviously they don't want the chat to work. So I'm very sorry if you're in the chat. I can't talk to you because right now I can't see you and I can't do anything about it. But as you know, I can chat. And so I will just do my live, and then after the live, I will go back and read all the chat. So do please put your comments in, and then I can read them afterwards if I can bring it up then. Got no ideas, hasn't happened before that I haven't got my chat enabled for some reason, and I know how to do it. So do add your comments. I can't see them. At least I've got the bar top chat up there now, but I can't do anything. And as I say, I can't see anything at all. So thanks for the thumbs up that are coming in. So do add the thumbs up, and I'll try and keep saying it as new people come that I can't see. Okay, so luckily, as I say, you know I can chat. So I'll just give you the show and enjoy. So we'll start off first of all with Monday Fun Day, and this is the segment I like to call Jokes, Quotes, Puns and Fun. So let's get on with that, the joke part, because I know that's what most people are in here for. So let's have a look at the jokes. Now what I thought I'd do today is I'm going to be your air hostess and take you on a ride. P-Brain Airlines are pleased to announce we have the best pilots in the business. Unfortunately, none of them are on this flight. Please note our disclaimer stating that anyone who decides to go blasting through the skies at an insane speed in a pressurized metal tube does so at their own risk. Plain facts you might be interested on during your journey with us. The only time you have too much fuel is when you're on fire. The propeller is just a big fan in the front of a plane to keep the pilot cool. I know this because once it actually stopped and I saw the pilot really start sweating. A good landing is one from which you can walk away. A great landing is one after which they can use the plane again. A good pilot keeps the number of landings equal to the number of takeoffs. There are 3 rules to achieve a smooth landing. Unfortunately, we don't know what they are. If you see out of your side window men in uniforms dropping from the sky with large white sheets, things are not as they should be. If the pointy bit at the front of this aircraft remains forwards, things are not going well for the time being. The flying is not normally dangerous. It's the crashing you should worry about. On this plane trip, it's lucky that children may be lucky enough to sample our inflatable slides to exit the plane today. On landing, please be sure to take all your belongings. If you're going to leave anything, please make sure it's something I'd like to have. Please do not leave children or spouses or old relatives at the end of this flight with P.S.T Airlines. When the cabin pressure is lost, masks, hopefully, will descend from the ceiling. Be sure to put yours on before that of your child. If you have 2 children, be sure to pick your favourite first. On P.S.T Airlines, we hope you enjoy giving us your business as much as we've enjoyed taking you for a ride. If we crash, your seat cushions can be used for flotation, and in the event of emergency water landing, please paddle to shore and take them with our compliments. I hope you're enjoying your flight so far with P.S.T Airlines. The difference between a bird and our pilot: a bird can fly. Happy holidays. If we land again, please remain in your seat with your seatbelt fastened while all the smoke is cleared, and so not to trip on exiting. Please remain in your seat with whatever's left of the airplane. You can always identify the air host and pilots in the cafe. Well, as the airline stewardess, I'll be the one standing up whilst eating. The pilots will be the ones that, once finished, will just leave their trays on the floor. Are you enjoying your flight with P.S.T Airlines? The only areas where smoking is permitted is on the wing. The crew will depart first, regardless of whether or not this is because the plane is on fire. The first child that kicks the back of a seat, cries, or is annoyed in any manner will go outside to play. It's drafty on the wing of the plane. The programme on P.S.T Airlines. During cruising altitude, we will be turning down the cabin lights. This is for your comfort and to enhance the appearance of the flight attendants. Please be aware of the hostess trolleys in the gangways during your flight. Knocking them will disrupt their secondary purpose as walkers for the aiding flight attendants. Have a good day with P.S.T Airlines. Oh, we have a passenger complaint. What do you call plane passengers before takeoff? A wine cellar. What's the difference between passengers and a jet engine? The jet engine stops whining on landing. And some pilot jokes for you until we land in some way or other. What do you call a pregnant flight attendant? Pilot error. What do you call a flying primate? A hot air balloon. I'll recap that. What do you call a flying primate? A hot air baboon. A plane has crashed over a cemetery in Ireland. Police there have recovered 30 bodies so far and expect the number to rise as digging continues in the cemetery overnight. A blonde gets on a plane and asks, "What sort of plane is this?" "A Boeing," says the pilot. So she keeps shouting the word in order to remember it. A Boeing, a Boeing, a Boeing, a Boeing. The pilot gets annoyed and says, Be silent. So she continues to shout, owing, 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 owing. Hold on 1 second. Ah, Mike's got his laptop with the chat in it. Yay. Paul, hold on, put this out. I don't know why it's not come up on mine. Mine's been fine all day. Yay, there's people. Look at mine. Okay. Thanks, Mike. So, let's see. Oh, have you got a mouse though, Mike? Or can I use mine on yours? Mike, I need your mouse. Just scroll the chat. Okay, hi Diane. Oh dear. How are you doing? I can't really read the chat. I've got no chat on mine and I can't really do it on Mike's over here. So I've just seen hi Dawn. So I hope you're fine. No, I can see some thumbs up on mine. Thumbs are going up. So guys, if you're dropping in, I've got no chat on mine. So just bear with me. I had to come out the first one thinking there was some connection problem. So I've just come in again. I know there's a lot of moles on YouTube at the moment, so don't worry about it. I will go back and read the chat afterwards if I remember. I probably won't actually because I've got another live afterwards. So if you're here, I can't really read the chat. I'm not very good at looking this way, this way, this way. So I'll do my best. I've got two mice now. Two mice. This is not going well. So, live with Linda and Chuck. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Do bear with me. I've got no chat. I can only do it over there. And as all you probably know, I don't have a mobile phone or anything, so I can't pull it up. And I can't keep looking backwards and forwards. So I try and look every now and then. But what I'm doing right now is, if you run back to the beginning, I've started with the jokes. And today I've actually done P-Brain Airlines. And you're on the flight with me at the moment. We're coming to the end of the flight. So there's been a run of jokes about the airlines. Yes, so we just finished that one there, didn't we? Oh, and these are some genuine complaints that the airline received. We booked an excursion to the water park, but no one told us to bring towels or swimwear. When we were in India, nearly every restaurant served curry, but I don't eat spicy foods. We were made to queue outside and there was no aircon. That's a good one. The brochure said there would be no hairdressers at the accommodation. We are trainee hairdressers, so would it be okay if we went there? And this is genuine, guys. These are real genuine things. I think that one's so funny. Oh dear, I'm just trying. No, I'm not going to manage with this two mice and oh my goodness, no, I'm not going to cope. I'm not going to cope. A woman threatened to call the police after claiming she'd been made by the hotel to not open the door again once inside. She thought the do not disturb sign hanging inside her doorknob was disallowing her to open the room door again. It took us 9 hours to fly home from Jamaica to England, but it only took the Americans 3 hours. This is not fair. And the last complaint for the airline was, I compared the size of our 1-bedroom apartment to our friend's 3-bedroom apartment, and ours was significantly smaller. So that's the joke section for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't see the beginning of it, if you're just on the live now, then do run back and go from the beginning. I spent quite a lot of time preparing that for you. Oh, and I see Anne's at the bottom. I can only see the bottom now of Mike's laptop because I can't keep looking up and down. So if anyone's on the bottom, I can now read them. Anne, how are you doing? It was nice to see you on Sherry's channel. So glad to hear you're doing much better, my friend. Much better. Oh, we've got chaos here. We've got no chat. Mike's put his laptop. I can't keep looking backwards and forwards and scrolling that up and down. I've enough problems with it over here when it works. But I've heard there's a lot of trouble with channels at the moment. There's some mold going round to the up and coming channels apparently. So I think that's a good thing. Thanks. Thanks if you rate me in there. Okay. So the next section. So forgive me if I don't talk to you all. Anne's at the bottom. Stay in here and we will chat soon. Okay. Oh my goodness. As I say, I apologise if there's any more chat. I could just keep looking now and then and read whatever's on the bottom. So my next segment, as I say, lucky I can just chat. I'm just going to have to do it. Fingers crossed. And so this live, I probably won't be able to go and watch all your channels if I haven't read a hello from you. So if you're watching now, can you actually put in the comment at the bottom you was in the live? Because you know I say I do come and watch your channel, but I might well miss someone. But thanks for all the thumbs up. Got more thumbs up than watchers. So thanks for that, guys. I know it's very difficult for a lot of my friends to be on at this time, but this is what suits me. So as I say, I'll just carry on, give you a show and stop apologising. My next segment, coffee break, what to watch. Now, as you may well know, some of you have been with me for a long time. I do a series on my other channel, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty. And with that, I do Life of a Gingerbread Man. And this is N Ginger. And if you go on that, you will see lots of life, what he does. It's like a little diary. He writes what he's doing and what he's been up to. And it does progress the story. I've got so many more already done from a long time back because I just got into his story and made lots of videos. But what I want to give you in the coffee break, what to watch, I always give you fun or quick little videos. And today I'm going to I've put in the link already below, a link to Ninja is playing hide and seek with you. And you see 3 pictures of where he's currently living. And you have to guess where he's hiding. And you see the first picture and you have to make in your head or say out loud or play with children or friends, say 3 places you think he's hiding. And then he tells you where he was actually hiding. And you have 3 games, 3 times he hides. And be aware he's very good at hiding. You won't see him because he's that good, but you have to say where you think he is. And then he tells you. So if you want a quick video, something to watch while you're having your coffee, go on my other channel. The link is below to take you to his hide and seek video. And then don't forget, while you're there, if you haven't already subscribed, I would really appreciate the subscription because I hear a lot of YouTubers say, oh, it takes so long to make a video. He took a long time to make, let alone make a video. And there's so many friends that you haven't met yet. I keep coming up with new friends. There's so many new friends, and some of them are more creative than others. Some take a lot more time to make than others, but look out for those. There's some great ones coming up with him. Life of the Gingerbread Man. And he's actually got his own playlist in there. So if you want to go back and watch other ones, you can watch those too. They're put in there. I lost one of his friends the other day and I couldn't find where it was. I was like, oh my goodness, where is it? Then I thought, what have I just filmed? So that's one to watch. Let me just look. Peter, I can see you on the bottom. Oh, thanks, Anne. Oh, Peter's done a few. I can see back because lots of green, Peter. Yeah, thanks, Anne. If you could just let people know, that is tremendous. I know you might not be able to stay, Anne, because you've not been doing so well, but if you can, I so appreciate that, Anne. Just let people know that I'm just going on and on. So yeah, hi, Peter. Oh, Anne's done a link I can see for Linda and Chuck, and that's the top one I can see now. So yeah, it's all green with Peter. Someone's on the bottom. See, now my glasses aren't near enough either. Like with Linda and Chuck, oh, they're on the bottom. That was a long time out. Reminded me of grade school. I hate this because it's the chat that I'm doing lives for. Oh, darn. And says chat, glad you're back. Oh, right, you're chatting. Yeah, you chat away, guys. Okay, my next segment, and by the way, if you're new to my lives, this chat on the Mondays every week, and this has the different segments and lots of jokes. There's always jokes in this one as well, joke segment. And my Wednesday live is always like a normal chat, catch up, what I'm doing, what I've been doing, plans, and I hopefully will have some brilliant news on Wednesday. If you watched my last Wednesday one, you'll know what I will either have very good news about or very bad news about. So that's about 30 minutes in. I talk about that in the last one, so go back to look at that. So my next segment that I do on Mondays, there are different segments. Sometimes they change, sometimes they remain the same. This is pastimes. See what I do there? Music, videos, computer games, board games, any pastimes of past times. And today, it's a right mess this room when I'm finished doing these lives. Today, I'm going to talk about old toys. And I actually did a stage show, a musical, which went through, it was a boy who shrunk himself. He was trying out magic tricks. He shrunk himself and he had to get to the other end of his bedroom to find his magic book to reverse the spell. And the whole show is him going through his room, coming across his different toys and games, and they became dances or sketches or whatever. And in the show program, I've actually, because I used to make really good show programs, and within it I would put something related to the show. So I did research on old games that were in the show, and one was Cluedo. Now I think in America you call it Clue. There have been many other names for it, but in England it was Cluedo, or some people say Cluedo, but it was Cluedo. And obviously I made a brilliant sketch with everyone dressed up as the characters, and they all had different weapons and they were using them in the dance, and you had to work out who had murdered the person at the end of the dance. So this is a little bit about Clue, the game Clue. And thank you, Chuck. I'm better, not completely well, but home and on the way to total healing. Nice hair, Dawn. Yeah, I cut these bits because my hair's so thick. It used to all be one length. I don't know. I'm growing it out now. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but it's summer now, so I like to be able to tie it up. So thanks for that anyway. Clue or Cluedo. The word stems from both the words clue and ludo, meaning I play in Latin. The game is known as Clue in North America. The original name for the game before marketed was Murder. The patent for the game was granted in 1947, but due to post-war shortages, the game was not officially launched until 1949. It was originally devised as an idea to be played to pass the time in air raid bunkers. Now, a little note that I found out since is they actually were allowed to give the game into the prisoners of war in Germany. The Red Cross gave it to them, and they actually use the game for maps and things like that, and little clues and passing messages backwards and forwards. So I'm really into like kind of how people escaped and all that. And when people today say they can't do something without, say, internet or whatever, people escape from high security as prisoners of war. So I just really think they're amazing people that did that. The original game was published by Waddington's in Leeds, England. The game was devised by Anthony E. Pratt, a solicitor's clerk and children's entertainer from Birmingham, England. Later published by the US company Hasbro, which acquired its US publisher Parker Brothers and Waddington's. The original game concept had 10 characters, and the victim was drawn randomly each game from one of these pieces. The original idea contained names such as Nurse White, Colonel Yellow, Mr. Brown, Mr. Gold, Miss Grey, and Mrs. Silver. There were 11 rooms, including a gun room and a cellar. 9 weapons, including an axe, bomb, syringe, poison, shillag, is that the way you say it? Which is a cudgel walking stick, and a poker. Today, there are many variants from the top-selling original game. This includes such titles as Residents of the Murder, Tudor Close, Tudor Hall, and Tudor Mansion. There's games with extra corridors and secret passages, changes of weapons, and much more. Variants also occur for different countries. For example, in North America, Dr. Black, who's the person who is murdered in all the games, is known as Mr. Body. So even though I can't read the chat, tell me what you know or different to how you have Clue or had Clue and how it's changed, because I'm really interested in these kind of things. So I'll do a different game maybe next time or another time in the future. But I find these sort of things really interesting. Let me just have a look over here, see what I can do. There you go, a long time out, reminds me of grade school. Oh yeah, that's Anne telling Peter she can't read the chat. I don't think there's any more down from there. No. Okie doke. Please hit that thumbs up. I'm doing my best to keep going without chat. So as I say, I've got more in there, but we'll do another one another time if you're interested in that kind of thing. Always let me know in the chat what you're interested in. We do a segment that I call Sow, Grow, Mow and Ho Ho Ho. So a little gardening segment. So I thought today I would talk about a little bit of natural repellents for bugs, as some of you are coming into bug season. And today I'll talk about what herbs help. So basil, if you plant that with tomatoes and peppers 1 foot apart, that repels flies and mosquitoes. Lavender is actually part of the mint family and it needs full sun, and that repels moths, fleas, flies and mosquitoes. Lemon balm, lemongrass or mint, that all repels mosquitoes, ants and flies. Mint, there's many different flavours of those, as peppermint, spearmint, different mints. That also repels mosquitoes, ants and flies, and it should keep your garden pretty insect free. So grow it throughout your garden, but do know it's invasive, so put it in little troughs or something like that is best. Rosemary, which needs little attention, that repels mosquitoes and harmful insects, so hornets and such. Chives, that's from the onion family, I think that's obvious. That repels mosquitoes and, that repels carrot fly, Japanese beetles and aphids. So that's quite a good one, chives. Dill attracts beneficial insects such as wasps and predatory insects, which you want to eat the bad insects. Oregano repels most insects, so if you can only have space for one thing, that's possibly a good one to go with. Parsley repels beetles, and if you leave it to flower, it attracts wasps and other beneficial insects. Thyme, this is highly aromatic, so it's a good antiseptic and has preventative properties. It repels whitefly, cornea worms, cabbage bugs, tomato hornworm and maggots. Cilantro, that repels flies, mosquitoes, spider mites and potato beetles, so that's a good one to have for that. I've got lots of videos. If you look on my playlist on this channel, I think the playlist is called something like Friend or Foe, and I go through frugal, non-chemical ways, easy, quick, simple ways to get rid of bugs, and I talk about what bugs are good bugs and bad bugs, so take a look at that. I'll try and look at the chat. African Dreaming, hello there. You won't know if you've just come on. I can't see my chat. I'm having big technical issues. So drop me a comment after this is finished below, because I do go back and watch a video of everyone that's been in the chat and I won't be able to see it back because I normally write it as we go. So after I finish, just put a comment in the chat so I know that you was on the chat, and I will be sure to have a look at your channel. I've got brain issues, so I can't keep flashing backwards and forwards and up and down the chat, so I might miss a lot of what's being said. Hello, host and chat, just stopping by to support. My name's Dawn, so I know we're just new friends now, so that's great. Actually, I could write that down the bottom, but I don't want to miss anyone out by not writing everyone in. Yes, your channel looked very good. That's my sort of thing. And when I heard your story from Sherry, I thought, yeah, I want to go on that. That's good. I thought Linda, put that down, but I'm sure I'll miss someone out. Okay, so my next segment, let's look at a book I took from my book nook. Now, as I explained before, one of my bookshelves, I like to have reference books or just books of interest rather than novels. And I thought this would be a nice segment to always just go and pick a book out of there that you might like or be interested in or such like. Thanks, Anne. Much appreciated. So I thought you might like this one. It's a bit heavy. This I got in, it was a bookshop that was closing down. It wasn't like a big bookshop, it was a lady that just got some books, and I think she was doing book swaps as well. And she was closing down because she didn't actually have the permits or paying tax or whatever, and they did a sweep of a certain area, and everyone who wasn't paying tax on their businesses, they closed them down. So she had so many days to empty out. So books were literally 50 cents, something ridiculous, and the more you bought, the cheaper they got. And I found this, I thought this was very interesting. I do know lots of, I've done medical qualifications and lots of things. So this was quite interesting to me. Textbook of Human Anatomy. And I've got the author here. Oh, edited by, that's not the author. Don't have the author. Where's the author? Anyway, I thought it'd be interesting. Brooklands, hello there. How are you doing? I've got to look over there because my chat's not working. So my husband's just brought his laptop in for me. So apologise if I don't communicate too well in this. So not only being very detailed, there are some it's very heavy, so I'm having trouble holding it up. I want to try and find, I mean, if you're into this sort of thing, well, that's good. The distribution of vessels in a newborn. That's quite interesting. There's the bits I want to show you. I probably can't find them now. And if you're into this kind of thing or want to learn, I mean, this has got to be a sort of proper medical one, hasn't it? I'm sure there was a bit where it opened out. Isn't it funny? I should have marked. I'm very sure there's bits that open out, like cross sections. Oh, it's so heavy. I mean, there can't be anything that's not in here. Have a look. Brooklyn saying hello to everyone. Just trying to, it's just a very awkward book. Brooklands, what part of England are you from? And I don't have your name. If you can give me your actual name, I'd appreciate that. There was a bit you could open out. I'm sure there was. Like a big cross section somewhere. There's sort of photos as well, and there was a bit you could open out. I'm sure there was. I want to show you anything gory. You've got all the brain bits. I know all the brain bits. What bits do what things. And sometimes, if you're like me, you damage different bits, then sometimes they cross over. So what bits do what things doesn't always compute. Yeah, so really an amazingly interesting book, something you could just sit and look through, just the diagrams on their own. So they're sharing a book from my book nook. I'll move on to a section I call Inspiration and Creation. Now today I've put a link underneath this video because I want to share one video I've made so far, but I'm going to do many more on my channel, of ways of using all parts of trees or surplus of nature. So I think in the one I'm sharing, it's got things such as making baskets with pine needles, making sandals, shoes out of the yucca leaves, other materials for making baskets, making shoes out of tires. So do click on that link below and I'll be making many more of those, because sometimes it was a pine needle one really that I was walking around, and we've got so many pine trees here on our land, and I was like, it's a waste and you shouldn't really use them in growing. There's times you need a little bit to balance out, but on the whole you shouldn't really use them. So I thought, it's such a waste. What can I do with them? And by doing that, I found videos on things you can make, such as these little mini baskets out of pine needles. And then I thought, well, hold on, what else is waste that I can't use in hoogle beds? Because I do a lot of hoogle beds. Because there's a lot of stuff that doesn't deteriorate that you can't compost in any way. And that's how I found the yucca leaves. They don't decompose. I've yet to find, I need to look up the trunks of the yucca trees. Ours are the really tall ones, like massive ones, really high. and they translate into the type of them being elephant foot, because the base of them are so big and chunky and they do look like an elephant's foot. And those leaves you can't compost or burn. And as I'm saying, the trunks, you can't burn those. They're not wood. So I've yet to find a use of those. I expect you could carve them out and do something with them. So if any of you do know a use of those trunks, because they do come down a lot in storms, even the great big ones, because they're not hardwood and solid. So I need to find that. But as I say, I've got another video to be edited where I go around, find channels, and I do credit all the channels. So if you've got something like that, a video where you use a waste of nature, so we're not talking salvaging and using recycling and repurposing stuff, we're talking about actually using waste of nature. So if there's anything you've got, do drop me a line and I'll credit your video, and I will be doing much more videos on that as well. Yes, where are you, Brookland honeybees? What part of England? And as I say, I don't know your names, so if you want to share that, if you're still there, that would be great. Well, we do a segment that some of you have said you want to see more of: knacks, hacks, facts, and stats. So at the moment, I've been doing, I think I was doing some household hacks, but it could be anything and everything that's some sort of hack or a fact or a knack, how to do something. If you've got anything you want to add to this segment, then put it in the comments and I'll use it one time and give a shout out to your channel. If you want to do that, that's great. So today I'm going to talk about, for the hacks, let's see, cleaning fridges and sinks. After defrosting your freezer, brush a little glycerine over the inside, and next time the ice will just fall off in sheets and reduce defrosting time. That is a really good hack for saving time. If your ice tray sticks to your ice box, put a piece of aluminium or aluminum, as the Americans and Canadians say, foil underneath. So put a bit of foil underneath and then put your ice tray in and it won't stick. When a sink or bath waste pipe becomes blocked, clear it by probing with a flexible curtain rod and then pour down a kettle full of boiling water and a handful of washing soda. Dealing with odours, this is something people always want. Kill household smells and have a fresh smelling house. Just put a few drops of wintergreen oil on a cotton wool ball. Place in a glass container. It will last for months and is as effective and not as costly and more environmentally friendly as room sprays. 3 more for you. A fly deterrent, use parsley. So this works indoors and outdoors. To keep flies and wasps away from dustbins, attach a pad of blotting paper, or ink paper some people call it, soak it into disinfectant and stick it to the inside of your rubbish bin or dustbin lid. And last one for today, counteract unpleasant dustbin smells in the summer by sprinkling the inside generously with salt. On to my next segment. I hope I'm keeping these segments short enough for you to get something from it, but not too long that if you're not into gardening or whatever the segment is, that we move right along. Let me know in the comments what segments you particularly like or would like more of. So the next segment I call To Do, something new to you. So this might be just an idea of something to do, new, or something to try. And this also ties in very nicely with my segment, It's All Greek to Me. And as I say, this is the Greek flag. Cyprus is not a Greek island or anything to do with Greece, apart from Greek is our second language. This is the flag of Cyprus, and we speak Cypriot in Cyprus. And yes, if you go back on my last one, I explain a lot of the differences between Cypriot and Greek. So something new for you to try is, why not try a new language? If you're someone who's not very good at languages or thinks you're not, then what you could do is be multilingual and just learn one word in as many languages as possible. So let's say you're going to say hello in as many languages as you can. Don't forget to write things down and write things phonetically so you know how to say it again. So if someone pronounces something, write it down in your own gobbledygook as you hear it, and then you'll say it well. And most languages, don't forget, have an emphasis on certain parts of a word. So I will tell you something very easy about the Greek language, that when you have letters of the alphabet in Greek, it's easy to remember how to pronounce them as long as you know the name of that letter. Let's say in English, C, the letter C, we call it C, the letter C. So the words of the name of the letters in Greek is the start of how you say the name of that letter, is the pronunciation of the letter. So once you've got what the letters are called, you can speak Greek. So vowel sounds, alpha. So as you start to say alpha, that's the sound. Ah, alpha. Epsilon, epsilon. Eta, eta. Iota, iota. Omicron, omicron. Are you getting it? It's so easy. Epsilon. We have quite a lot of vowels, you might notice. And omega, omega. So we have lots of I's and two off sounds. That becomes difficult later on as to know where to use them. And then we have the consonants, Vita, which old school English in maths, we used to call it beta, but it's pronounced V. Vita. Gamma, gamma. Delta, delta. Zeta, zeta. Theta, theta. Now that's harder than previously. Kappa, kappa. Lambda. Me, me. Ni. That's a hard one. Pi, we all know from science or maths. Pi. Rho, that's the rolling throat R. Sigma. Taf. She, that's in the throat a little bit. P, like a hiss, P, and C. And that we remember like the end of Pepsi, Pepsi. That's how I always remember that. So that's a little fun bit there. So why not have a look at a language today? If you speak languages, I'd be interested to know what languages you speak, to what level, and what languages were taught to you in school and to what degree. In England, you're not really taught languages properly, and it was one of those things we were taught French, and you went to France, no one understood the word you were saying because the actual pronunciation wasn't taught correctly. So although I've qualified to translator level in Greek, I would never teach Greek, because I think if you want to learn a language, you need to go to someone authentic of that language. And I'll share one of my bugbears with you, particularly American films, others as well, but particularly American films, when they want an English language, as in an accent, they don't use English people, they use Americans, and to English people the accents are truly appalling. They either speak, oh, call blimey, Cockney, or they speak what they call Queen's English, and please don't say British, there's no such language as British. And they do it really badly, or they'll mix and match, so they'll talk a bit one way and then they'll talk a bit the other way, so it's appalling. I think something should be that if you've got someone or they want to portray they're a certain language, then basically that's what they should have, that actor of that language. Okay, so let's see, what's the time? We'll do one more today, one more segment. Time's getting on, and it's 6:30 here. I need to go and have dinner. So we call this segment Arts and Crafts, and this could be anything to do with arts and crafts at all. And I hear so many people say, oh, I wish I could do a craft and that kind of thing. I really wish I could do a craft. I can't colour, I can't draw, I can't anything. But as a friend once told me, it's very rare that you're naturally. Mike, it says your battery's gone. You can take it, sweetheart. I don't want your battery to finish. Oh, cool. I thought that. Oh yeah. So a friend once told me it's very rare that you're born with a natural talent. Yes, there are some people that are, but most people, if, for example, playing a music instrument, they had to put the time in and the effort, and they didn't be born knowing all music. Yes, there's people who play by ear, and I think that's a major skill. I love that. I think that's really good. And you get different people with different brain situations that they can just draw. Maybe, for an example, some autistic people can draw in such fine detail by just seeing something 1 minute, and they can draw it perfectly. So yes, there are people like that can do that. But on the whole, most people practice, and that's how they learn and got good at what they do. So what I want to show you is a way, if you want to do craft and art and you really, really don't want to do it or can't do it, as in you don't want to be people saying, oh, that's no good. Why not get, this is what I do for therapy, a colouring book. There are adult colouring books now, so they're good to do. Sometimes they're patterns, sometimes they're more intricate. So that's fun to do, and you'll feel like you've been creative. But I actually have this old children's colouring book that we used to have at work for any children that were sitting, waiting for parents or other children to finish with me. So these are for like the actual first age group colouring, big. And I didn't want to throw it away, and because half of it's been coloured in or scribbled in, I didn't want to give it to anyone either. So I colour it in and doodle, but don't just colour in, be creative. What do you think? So I'm going through the pages before throwing it out of that haven't been coloured in. And something else I used to do, if you ever have a waiting room or something, I used to sometimes photocopy because it saved kept buying colouring books. Let's see another one that I've done. As I say, a lot of these are just scribbled on. Oh, there you go. So don't just colour, get creative. Now, I'm sure you could draw something like this as well. So be inspired just to do a simple outline drawing. That's a very good start to drawing and being creative. And then if you're like me and you ever go to an art shop or craft shop, don't worry about what you should be doing with the things. Do what you want to do with the things. So I hope that's given you a little bit of inspiration to get creative. And I remember as a child, I used to get my dad's newspaper and all the pictures on it, the photos, the pictures in the newspaper. I used to draw beards and moustaches and glasses. Did anyone else do that? And he used to get so cross if he hadn't read it all yet, because sometimes the marker pen would go through to the other side. Well, I'm going to leave it there for today, guys, because I really apologise if you've been in the chat and I haven't been able to communicate with you. As I say, I know there's something going on with big channels on YouTube at the moment when they go live. So I was in the chat earlier and there was a situation as well. So I take that as a positive, that if someone tries to mess with your channel, they've obviously got a concern with you having a great channel, because they're not going to pick on someone that's just starting out and hasn't got any followers. So I don't worry about it. I look on that as a positive thing. So as I say, if you've been in the chat or you've watched back, please put something in the comments. Let me know you were there, because I can't see anything other than my face. So I'm back here again, same time on Wednesday, but with an update on what's going on here, and hopefully with some very good news about what I was talking about last Wednesday. It'll either be good news, bad news, or no news. So I'll update you then. If you don't know what time my lives start, Monday and Wednesday every week, the times are in the description below. Do check out the links in the description below as well. And until next time, Meraki.